Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all are feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend. Bad times don't last forever because after every storm there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that rainbow, that pot of gold, that light at the end of the tunnel, or whatever you prefer, my friend. Trust me, it's getting there. Just stay patient, do what you have to do, and yeah. But also remember that we also have to rely on them bad times because them bad times have helped us to get to the good times. Okay? Okay. Hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? Hey y'all, I'm so glad that you guys are here. We are on the fourth Wednesday of this month. We're almost over with April, which is so crazy because I feel like April just been going by so fast. And I really don't have a lot of announcements so far, but the biggest one I have for today is today's episode has marked the 100th episode that I have done so far with you guys. I was looking at my notes because I have it marked down on episodes of what it is, and I was like, wow, we made 100 episodes, which is so dope. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday weekend. I hope Easter was amazing. Hope you guys, just spent time with your family and friends. If not, just took time to relax, whatever the case may be. I hope you guys also practice a lot with this self-care. Because like I said, too, regardless of what type of stuff you do and who you be around and what you serve, you always have to give yourself the compassion and empathy on yourself, because at times when you are in a field of compassion and empathy and just serving a population that is impacted with giving all that you have for them and things like that, you also have to love on yourself so you can prevent the burnout stage. Trust me, take it from a student, a podcaster, a worker, and all the other things. Take it from me because it's not easy, but it's needed, because if not, like the kids say, you're going to crash out. So I just wanted to say I thank you guys so very much for being on this journey with me. Like I said, if you're new here, welcome. I thank you for even taking the time out of your busy day to learn and get to know me, because like I say all the time, it takes a lot out of us to, even want to try new things, as well as listen to someone we never heard anything about. And like if a friend put you on, family member, whatever, I thank you so much for that. For the OGs, I thank y'all so much for being here for this long. We're appearing on 2 years, and I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm just so excited that is happening. It's the 100th episode, y'all. If I was prepared, y'all, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, April has been very, very busy. So sometimes I be forgetting the days. Like, I just be forgetting what is what. And also too, by my internship being at a school, the kids were on spring break. So that gave me time to relax, but I also had time to focus on the little assignments that I had left before it's time for me to walk across that stage. But y'all, like I said, I'm just so honored, so blessed, and so happy to reach this milestone of 100 episodes. Like I say all the time too, celebrate those little and big achievements in your life. No matter how big or small it may be, honor and celebrate those achievements, because it takes a lot of time and patience and effort for you to get to where you are, especially with the little achievements. Those achievements help you so much that it reaches the big achievements, the goals and stuff like that. That's just a little recipe that is helping you get to the big main course of whatever you're striving for and thriving for. Like, y'all, it's so crazy. Like, it's about to be 2 years and I hit 100 episodes so far. Ooh, when I said hit, y'all, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm sorry for the shaking. But, y'all, it's such a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, because, like I said, I never thought that at times, I never thought that I would make it this far. Sometimes I didn't think I'd be consistent, because when I started out, it was just for fun. As a person that just liked to talk, run their mouth, just a hee ha ha. And like, okay, I want to do this because I like to talk, let me do what I got to do. And then it was like, it became a passion for me that turned into something that I know for a fact is going to blow up even bigger than it is now. Like I say all the time, I thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen to me, watch me, whatever shape or form, because it shows that people really are listening to me and they care. And like I said, we all have lives. So sometimes if you guys don't listen to me or watch me on Wednesday, that's okay because, we all have lives. So like I say, either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, next Wednesday, whatever. That goes for also the wellness one-on-one lessons as well as the Bible Out with guests. I appreciate you all so much for just being there for me and just taking the time out of your day to listen. Because like I say, we have lives, and sometimes it's like we cannot always listen to things we want to listen to, or just sometimes catch up on things. Like I know for me, sometimes with TV shows and stuff, I can't catch it up. Like my favorite artist drop a song or something or album, I can't get to it right away, but I'm gonna get to it when I can. So like I say, I just thank y'all so much for even taking the time to listen to me, watch me, and just enhance all the knowledge that I'm giving y'all, and hopefully it's impacting your life in some type of shape or form. Because not only am I teaching y'all, but I'm also teaching myself. Yes, I identify myself as a wellness and educational coach, but also too, the coach has to learn too. As they say, the coach learn from their players and stuff like that, but I'm learning as I go too. And another thing I say, and from day one I said, everything I say and do is raw and uncut because this is surrounded by things that I feel like is important, and most of the stuff I've been through, personal experiences or stories or whatever. And like I love the Vibe Not with Guests because people that come on there and express their stories that impacts around the educational and wellness topic as well, it just branches it off and makes it so much better. So I thank you guys so much for the guests that have been on here, to the upcoming guests, to the followers, the listeners, watchers, all that. I thank you so much, and I'm so glad that we reached 100 episodes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna be like, we just got that 100, and I wish I had brought 100 balloons, because you know how YouTubers, they get like all the subscribers and stuff, but it's okay. Like I said, like life is life, like kids say to life been life. So it been life over here for E, and E just trying to get her life together, but it's slowly but surely coming together. And I hope this episode will also impact with me getting my life together as well as anybody else, because like I said too, it's April, we're in the springtime soon. Before you know it, it's summertime, and we got to get into our mental health a little bit more, especially around this time, because the weather plays a lot of tricks on you, and the weather impacts your attitude, your mood, the feelings, everything. People say summertime, they outside, they feeling good, they doing all the things that they've been dying to do, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes the winter, like I said to you, sometimes like when I did the winter episode, people have winter madness or blues and stuff like that. So it is true when they say the weather plays a big part within your mood, your attitude and stuff, because some people, the winter is for them. Sometimes the winter is not for them. Same thing for summers for them. Sometimes summer's not. So the list goes on and on. But without further ado, y'all, like I say all the time, I just thank y'all so much. I'm going to just keep saying it over and over again because it's me showing y'all that I appreciate y'all. You're giving me my flowers from a distance. I'm giving you yours every chance and every step that I can, because you're doing it. You're doing the thing too, regardless of how big or small, whatever it is, whatever project or idea, whatever you have in line. I'm proud of you. You got this. It's going to work out. Just keep the faith and keep pushing. Have that blueprint mapped out. Have them reasons beside you. The reasons are the people that care for you and been down for you since day one. And just keep doing what's best for you, my friend, because in the end, it's all going to make sense and it's going to work out. No matter what it is and how long it took or whatever, just know that you're almost at that finish line, and we're going to make sure that this is worth it. Like, we're going to live in this moment forever, forever, forever if we have to. Shoot, do what you have to do. So, do what's best for you. Okay? Okay. So without further ado, y'all, I want y'all to sit back, relax, and enjoy listening to my voice, or watch me on YouTube or whatever, because as always, every Bible today is something special. So I want you to turn me up on your speakers, your PCs, your MacBooks, laptops, iPhones, Android, Beats, Pills, Alexas, Samsungs, Google, I don't care, whatever. Because as always, like I say, the Bible today is something special. And today's vibe of the day is the role of nature in mental health. The reason why this is a very important one is because, like I said too, the weather is playing a lot of tricks on us. And it's springtime. Some of us love this time because it gets warm out, and a lot of people get very connected with nature. However, some of us, we like, do I really want to put myself out there? Do I even have the energy and the capacity to even want to have the relationship with nature? But comes push to shove, we all need a relationship with nature. Even me, regardless of what type of shape or form that you have the relationship with nature, it's okay. But today I hope that this episode brightens up your horizon and help you understand why it's important that the role of nature plays a big part within mental health. Because like I say, this podcast is based on nothing but educational and wellness. So most of the topics that I talk about will be surrounding educational topics as well as things that is impacted with wellness. So anything that can help with you wellness within your emotional, your spiritual, mental wellness, physical aspects, areas of life, whatever. Because like I said, we all need it. That's why I'm big on self-care, because also too, going back to the pandemic played a very big role on self-care. And that's when everybody and everything was being taken seriously, especially within self-care, because it's real. If you don't put yourself first, love on yourself with or without doing anything that involves money, what are you going to do? You're going to be, it's going to be tough. So I'm big on doing self-care, whatever you feel as though that is going to help you, whether it's materialistic or not, something small, big, whatever, long as you're taking that time to love on yourself. Even at times we have to take the moment to have the mirror conversations, the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35-minute mirror conversations. I'm big on that because at times we have moments in our life where we just don't know if we're going to snap or not. So as a person that learned to over the pandemic, who went to school and everything during the pandemic, please take your mental health seriously, because if not, you're going to crash. And, we don't want you to crash. We want everyone to be able to live the many days as they can, enjoy it while they can, do it like it's your B-day every day, and just enjoy being alive and doing things that you love the most. No matter what, how big or small it is, whatever. Just do what you know is best for you, my friend. Okay? So yes, the role in mental health. When I did this one, it was very interesting because, like I said, too, spring is here, and this where a lot of things are involved within nature. People are doing things with nature, and schools are doing things with children involving nature, things like that. So as a person that like going outside here and there, not as much no more when I was a child, because I have bad allergies, I'm learning that sometimes you do have to take time out of your day to even go outside and just embrace nature, embrace the smell of fresh air, flowers, grass. If you have seasonal allergies like I do, and asthma, I don't have asthma, but if you have seasonal allergies, asthma, anything, please take the time out of your day to take your medication. Take it at night, during the day, whatever, because I'm telling you, this pollen is no joke, especially where I'm at in the city, in Baltimore City. This part, well, let me just say in Baltimore in general, pollen is no joke. Even when you look on your phone, like your iPhone or like on TV or whatever, or the weather app, I love how the weather app points out like how much pollen it is and the wind and all. Y'all, please take it seriously. But other than that, too, like in order for us to embrace and understand why nature is very important in helping our mental health, we also have to make sure that we're okay. So you won't be all snotty and stuffy and out of breath and everything. So please take your medication before you take time on loving and trying to get a feel of nature and understand, or just going outside. Please take that medication. Take it from me, y'all, because sometimes I try to go outside thinking, okay, I'm not going to be out here for so long. I'm just running in and out to a store or whatever. Y'all must get the sneezing regardless. So please, within your best interest, do what you have to do. Okay? Okay. So if you're new here, I break down everything into a definition. Okay? I break it down to a definition of the vibe of the day, and then we follow everything within the 5 W's. Because before I started taking this route, I just would write down stuff and never have it in a certain order. And as a person like me, I'm very organized. I have to put everything in order. I can't have it all out of place and stuff like that, because if so, it's going to mess me up and I'm going to be lost. So I start off the vibe of the days now with the definition, the 5 W's, and a quote to leave off. However, within them 5 W's is notes, but I also go off of personal experiences or just giving off knowledge too. So yes, we read off that, but we also give off a little spin and a little taste of swirl, everything else. Okay? Cool. I love how I incorporated quotes because I'll never forget when I was in the 7th grade and I had a English teacher who was really big on do nows, and we did the do now, and then she would have a quote of the day. And that was just so inspiring because it helped me understand that at times we need to having quotes that reflect on topics and things like that, and it just have you mind, it was gonna be thinking like, wow, someone really said this and put this together. And then that also helped me as a person that likes to write, but also learned that too when you write essays and stuff like that, don't give off too much, just give off the main details. And that led me to be an honor student within high school. And my freshman year of high school, not my freshman year in high school, my freshman year in college, that had helped me too. And then a 4-year university, I don't really think they had honors classes. It's if you was in the honors program or you're in Dean's List. So far, I've been in Dean's List for 3 years and, 3 semesters, sorry, because I have not been at Morgan for 3 years. It's been like 2.5 years. So once I graduate, it'll be 2.5 years. But nevertheless, y'all, like, we live, we learn. The quotes just help me all the time. That it led me to start off paragraphs and stuff with quotes. And that's why I leave off the quote with a day, because the quotes really will have people guessing. And it used to have me guessing and questioning and deeping. Like, I'm a 2-sided person. So when I hear stuff or read stuff, it has me thinking like, okay, this, that, and this, that. So yeah, that was just so cool. Shout out to my former middle school English teacher, Miss Moore, because that was so dope. Like, I never really thought that. And that encouraged me to start off paragraphs with a quote and explain how this quote intertwines whatever topic I'm doing with or things like that. So cool. So the definition for today's Bible today is the role of nature and mental health is the role of nature and mental health refers to the positive impact that nature environments such as parks, forests, ocean, and green spaces have a person's emotional, psychological, and comfort well-being. So exposure to nature has been shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, improving moods, increase focus, and enhance overall mental health resilience. Nature supports mental health by offering calming sensors, experiences, offering opportunities for physical activities, social interactions, and moments of mindfulness or reflection. Y'all, when I be on TikTok, shout out to TikTok, and I see when people take nature walks with their babies or just taking nature walks themselves, jogging, whatever, just doing stuff with nature, and they say like they had time to talk to themselves and get the feeling of understanding who they are and just being closer to being out in the environment where beautiful flowers, fresh air and stuff like that. It just was like, wow, like nature really plays a big part in our role that we don't really know about. So when I did my research as well as looking online, because at times I am a visual learner, I have to see like how does this impact with life itself, as humans, life itself, because some people, they got the term for girls like earthly girl, like like a female will wear earthly clothes. I be like, because earth tone colors like green and brown, like I got on, if you watch the YouTube video, brown, what was another one? So green and brown mainly were like earthly tone colors. I was just like, okay, all right. Not gonna lie, y'all, the outfit stuff were bomb, but I'm like, what if they just love them colors and y'all just identify them as earthy tone girls? Or I don't know, I digress. But just being able to see people go out in nature and just woosah and just be by the water or be at parks, waterfalls and things like that, and just being able to find peace within yourself is a big part in mental health that is very important. I feel like too, at times being cooped up in a room or a building and stuff, it's not really the best thing. So sometimes we do have to get out of those 4 walls, that building, that car, whatever, and go out into the world and see how it feels, especially being around water, grass, flowers, and stuff like that. Because sometimes that brings the best out of people. And from what the videos I have seen on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, people really have good reflection hours when they do be outside, like just enjoying nature. itself, like Mother Nature, just enjoying the flowers, the trees, everything around them, because that also helps them get a clear mind. You know how we say we need a clear mind, and sometimes we go to rooms and be in this building stuff. Sometimes that really don't work. Sometimes it works for people, and sometimes it don't. For me, it's like I really don't know, because I really haven't really sat down somewhere else besides my room and do it. Like when I went to counseling at my university, I would say yes, but sometimes I feel like might need to challenge it up a little bit, especially like too with children. I noticed that at my school when they go outside, sometimes they like to talk and they get the certain stuff you wouldn't hear them say inside. Outside is like, wow, I never heard you talk like this. And mind you, they are outside playing, but some of them are like, I need this moment to vent. So what I seen for them, it has a big impact. For me, I haven't seen it yet because I really haven't took the time to do it. And like I said to y'all, I give y'all raw and uncut information. As a person that is teaching y'all too, I'm teaching myself because I go outside, but it's like sometimes I really never take the time to. And during the summertime, I would stay outside, because I had a pool in my backyard. I would listen to the water splash through the pump and everything, but I wasn't constantly doing it because I just was like, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. But now I think I'm going to take the initiative too to do it because getting warm outside, and plus, I'll never forget when I was in community college about to graduate, after I took this test, and I just reflect on everything that happened so far with me being at that university. I was like, wow, I really went to a university during the pandemic. I graduated out of high school with it, went straight to college during the pandemic. I never thought I would do that. And I will say, like, I had moments where I was outside in nature and I reflected. But recently, as right now, I haven't really been outside to reflect on life. Because sometimes, too, you think about your safety. But I say, too, if you have to step outside of your backyard, you can do it. If you go to the local parks, whatever, do it. But also make sure you have safety. You have your safety, you have the protection, and you have a group with you, depending on what it is, too. So that's just me. I'm big on safety and stuff. But nevertheless, I will say I had moments in my life where nature really impacted my mental health because it had me thinking a lot about a lot of things, about my goal settings, about what this is going to happen, what's not going to happen previous times. But now I haven't really had that moment to digest and regroup on things like that. But I guarantee you, after the podcast, after today, I think I'm going to take the time to do that. Y'all, it look like it's hair or something. Oh my. It was like it was hair or something on my laptop. But I'm going to take the day probably to just sit outside and think about it. Think and reflect on life. Or reflect on whatever you want to think about. So that was so cool and so dope to reflect, to see that on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, about people just living life, even in different areas of the world, just expressing how nature really took its core with them when it comes to their mental health. Because it can impact in a good and a bad way. But I feel like being able to incorporate nature, taking its course with you and your mental health is very important. And it helps in many ways that we never know. So, yeah, y'all, before I get into everything, just take a time out of your day or this one day this week, just sit outside. Sit outside the car. Now, don't sit in the car and say I'm outside. No, sit outside the car. Sit on the top of the hood or something. And just think and reflect on whatever you have been reflecting on and having, thoughts about. Or just think, or just give thanks to whoever you believe in, or whatever the case may be. Just have that time to have the connection with the world outside of the four walls and nature, hearing cars or trees, waterfalls. People say the beach too. Going to the beach and stuff is also good. Just go somewhere that you know that you want to find peace at and just experience the feeling of peace and see how nature takes its course and how nature will help you get yourself together. Cool? So y'all, hold up. I don't know what I just did to my camera, but it looked ashy. Oh, geez, and I'm turning down the brightness. Hold on, y'all. If y'all watching on YouTube, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, it just looks so funny. I don't like that. Hey, y'all, I had this phone for going on. I got this phone, in March? I think in March. Yeah. So, bear with me. I still don't know how to work it. But anyway, I just fixed the tripod and it just changed the camera settings. So I want to just leave it at this, but it looks so dull and I don't want it to look. Oh, y'all, this is so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it alone. It looked really crazy, but I'm leaving it alone. So let's get into it. So the first question is who is impacted? As always, if you're new here, the who impacts everyone, from children on up to adults. Who it impacts. And most of the time, all the vibes today impacts everyone within whatever shape or form it is. No matter if it's something big, something small, it impacts everyone because everyone's involved with this. Children, adults, everyone. So who's involved when it comes to the role of nature within mental health? Everyone. So nature positively impacts anyone experiencing stress, anxiety, burnout, or emotional frustration. It can be essential healing for people navigating overwhelming schedules, mental health struggles, or emotional disconnections. Students, parents, professionals, and caregivers often find peace and grounding through time spent outside. So children, like I said, impact everyone. And that's a good one too, because children growing up playing outside was most definitely the norm. Like you would see kids even come from outside of school. That was the norm. Going outside, playing and stuff like that, that was the norm. You get it? So being able to have children involved with nature in ways that they don't know about is good to help them incorporate why they're having these good relationships within nature. Because also too, they might have a bad day and they be like, I just can't wait to go outside. And it turns their whole mood around. So I just love how the who within every vibe I do impacts everyone, especially children. As a person that has who has a passion to work with children, any type of way I can incorporate what I know within children into my profession and stuff within this profession to my career is like, it's so dope. So yes, within children that helps a lot, as well as when it comes to elderly adults too. Some of them love outside, gardening and things like that, just staying outside, watching who come up and down the block or whatever. So it impacts everyone. So children and the elderly benefits deeply from nature environments as nature supports development and emotions regulated at every age. Those who spend long hours indoors or in high pressure environments are amongst the most affected, often needing nature the most. Remember going back to what I said, like when you go outside for a quick minute, just to get in the car, get out the car, to get to where you need to go, whatever, and you don't really stand there and take the moment just to embrace the weather, the smell, the ambiance of being outside, this is for you. Trust me, I'm in a boat too, so don't feel attacked. We all just need to sit and take the time to just, take the time and embrace being outside. Even though, like me, sometimes I don't want to be outside. Because like I said, if you have allergies and things like that, it's okay. You don't need to be outside like that. Trust me, it's totally fine. But we do need to take a few moments just to embrace being outside because, like I said, sometimes being cooped up in a room, four walls, a building or whatever, being in an environment that's just like rah-rah and all that, you need to take a moment to go outside. Like within breaks, wherever you go, even in school, I feel like it's mandatory for you to have a break or try to give yourself a break, especially in colleges, universities, or trade schools, whatever. Try to build your schedule on time where you can have a break for yourself. But right now, for me, my breaks is mostly in my bed. I've been having, because like I don't have to go to class or work in certain time, I'll be in the bed. But I need to start getting up and just going outside and just embracing outside, hear the birds chirp and dogs barking and stuff. It's baby steps and everything. You gotta take your time. You gotta take its course when you're ready to take it. So, but now So for those of us who spend those long hours indoors or in them high pressure environments, we are amongst the ones that are most affected. And we often need that nature support. And it's okay because that can really change you or it can break you. And that's fine. Simply being in a green space can help people feel more balanced, centered, and supported. In truth, everyone, regardless of lifestyles or background can feel the positive mental and emotional impact of connection with nature. As a person that loves hearing the water sounds, I would love to go to the beach, but I'm not going in there swimming. I put my feet in there. I put my feet in there. I'm not going swimming in the beach water, y'all. I'm like stuck between my legs, like you just sitting there. Anyway, I would love to go to a waterfall. I would just love to go somewhere surrounded by water. Anywhere with like trees. I would love to go somewhere with palm trees, but I'm going to just keep that. I'm going to speak it into existence in the atmosphere. If you've been to places with palm trees and stuff, y'all, shout out to y'all. Been to a place where the water's so blue, it's so beautiful. Shout out to you. But in the midst of all this, y'all, we have to get connected with nature. We have to embrace the ambiance of nature, because you never know how much nature can really impact us in our day and our time, especially our energy when it comes to our mental health. Because like I said, too, just being able to have those moments by yourself, like we had the mirror conversations, you can have the conversation with yourself outside in nature, regardless how big or small it is. Just take the time out of your day once in a blue moon, or like make a schedule or routine out of it, and just embrace being out in the open and just loving nature, and then getting connected with nature. It probably gets so good that you even want to learn about this flower, how this grow, this tree, and cherry blossoms, because that's out in the spring too. So, or sit underneath a tree too, y'all. I think about Phineas and Ferb every time, they sit under this tree, but people really do that. Sit underneath the tree and they get the writing, or they get the recording, or whatever, y'all. Just do what you do. Do what you do that you know is going to be best for you. Cool. So, what is the benefit? So, what is the benefit of you and I, my friends, to have this relationship with nature, and how this relationship with nature is going to help us within our mental health? Well, let me tell you. Spending time in nature often offers a wide range of mental health benefits. It has been shown to lower stress levels by calming the nerve system and reducing whatever else nerves and tense you have, as well as the stress hormones. So being outdoors also boosts moods by increasing the mood that you have. The mood swings up and down. It helps even those out. It helps boost you to increase having a better sense of being and feeling alive. Then also in which that helps with your brain feeling good within the chemicals and things like that. So nature itself, just us being out there, y'all, so far, it's going to help us in a wide range of within our mental benefits. Some like lowering our stress levels from the anxiety, depression, mood swings, whatever you're going through. Being out in nature will help us calm our nervous system and reduce any other stress hormones or anything else we're going through. As well as being outdoors will boost our moods by increasing how we feel, like our stimula and anything else that we feel as though that just needs to be calmed down. And which it can help our brain feel good, as well as letting our blood flow and just being able to enjoy just living and being peaceful and not worry about them bills, them people, that job, those assignments, just being able to enjoy you for a minute. So nature enhances forces and creativity, helping people clear mental fogs and improve certain connections. It also promotes mindfulness, allowing us to slow down and be present in the moment. That's one thing that I noticed too within nature. It plays a big part, because being present in the moment at times is very, very crucial. As a person like me, at times when I'm out, I don't like to have the phone out. And if I do, I'll have it out to take pictures. However, sometimes I do get a little sidetracked within texting people back. And the whole purpose of being out sometimes is just enjoying the moment, living in the moment. Because if you keep popping the phone up every 5 minutes, you're not enjoying the moment. Don't get me wrong, you want to document as much as you can, but every 5 minutes, my friend, you should not be on the phone. Enjoy the moment of being outside in nature. Enjoy just, getting the experience of how nature is going to help you in the long run, as well as how it may help you to the point where you want to encourage others to get on the same boat with you. Yes, it's going to take time, and people are going to think you're crazy for being outside with a baby. That's what you like to do. Trust me, everybody's going to come for you in some type of shape or form about whatever you believe in and how you feel. Trust me, take it from me. What I'm doing right now, speaking to y'all in this mic, or however, people think this is silly, but to me it's not. And to you, you should always think whatever you do in life is not silly, because you never know how far your people think what you're doing is silly can take off, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? So if you get so connected with nature that you film and stuff like that, the point where it have you out here like, wow, I want to be a film director, filming sites, nothing but nature. Because they do have people out here that take their time out of their day that dedicates themselves to nature. And then they say why they did this, because they had spent time alone, just getting to know themselves more, taking time to learn about nature, as well as it led them to learn about the things around them, from what type of flower this is, how the grass do this, how trees do this, et cetera, et cetera. So don't be afraid to try new things, but also to live in the moment. Don't flash every chance you get. Sometimes you just gotta just sit back and woosah and just be like, enjoy the beautiful air, the weather, whatever. Just enjoy it. Don't have to keep flicking every 5 minutes because like you're not living in that moment. So live for the moment and, just slow down and just be present. Just enjoy what's around you. As well as people often feel a deeper sense of peace, clarity, and emotional release when surrounded by natural beauty. Like I said, as a person that loves water, that right there will give me a sense of peace. You know how some people may use the app Calm. I'll never forget. They were advertising it so much, but this is the trick they do. Sometimes these apps you have to pay for it. So then my dad was like, look, you can go on YouTube, because I have a dog, y'all. I love my little Roscoe. Y'all been OGs. Y'all probably heard me fuss out Roscoe on the podcast, because let me tell y'all something. Roscoe used to bust in the door, y'all, when I would record, bust in the door, peep around, smell my clothes and stuff. He smell my perfume, cocoa butter, and everything. And then he might come near me, sit beside me while I record. You never, I never know what to expect with Roscoe. I always be like, let me expect the unexpected. To the point where my dad was like, look, I don't know what's going on, but you need to calm down. Sometimes he would be, you know how dogs are. Sometimes they be on one. So my dad was like, look, I need to give him some calm music. And when he did that, y'all, his was the ocean type waterfall stuff too. And when he'd be outside, when we had the pool, y'all, that would bring him peace. Like he would sit on the deck. We have a deck. He would sit on the deck and just look at the pool. And he'd just be like, it looked like he was in a movie, y'all. That's how dope it was. So even our animals, even pets even have a sense of this too, because it helps them in the long run. And that was just so crazy to me, because as a person who is big on peace and clarity, as well as wanting to learn more about my emotions and learning how to handle my emotions, nature, I feel like, is one of the best resources to go that will serve me peace. And that's why when people, your therapist, counselor, social work, whatever, tell you, do things involving within your community, like an environment or something, they're not lying, because it will help you bring peace, clarity, and it'll give you the emotional results and stuff that you want and need in the long run. So being able just to embrace the ambiance of what is beautiful around us within nature is really going to help you in the long run. Because ultimately, nature nurses the mind in a gentle but a powerful way, offering healing without effects or expectations. And I feel like that's important too, because it's benefiting us in the long run. And this is going to help us. That may even lead us to even wanting to explore more and understand why this is so important, and how can this help us? How can this help us in the long run, and how can this help someone in need that need it as well? Oh, sorry, y'all. I was getting out of breath. I had to drink some water. Okay, number 3. When should we turn to nature? So for me, like I say, I'm saying like this before I get to the notes. We should turn to nature when we know things are about to set it off. We should turn to nature when, not even just set it off. I just want to throw that in there for a joke. let me be serious. Let me be for serious. We should go rely on nature when we know that we need it the most. When we have moments where, even when we're happy, we're sad, when we know nature's going to benefit us. So I'm going to say every chance that we get. Overall, on a serious tip, we should turn to nature every chance that we get, regardless how big or small it is, regardless of how it may seem on the inside, outside, whatever. No matter how big or small it is, or whatever the case may be, take the chance to go out in nature every chance that you get. Because the more and more you do it, the more and more you'll learn about yourself, and the more and more you will enjoy to be out there in nature, and the case may be. So from my notes, it says we should turn to nature whenever we feel overwhelmed, anxiety, emotionally drained, or simply disconnected from ourselves. So within my notes and from research, it was saying like basically when we need it. And like I mentioned to you, when we most need it the most. But however, too, most of the time, people just enjoy being out there because that's, it brings them happiness. Regardless if they are having those moments in life when emotions are running deep, they're overwhelmed and stuff. Whatever benefits you. Like I say all the time, I hope you guys learn a few things from this, because I can say it one way and you can incorporate it and understand it another way. And that's what the thing is I love about learning, because a teacher can teach you something and you can break down in a way that helps you understand it, but long as you still understand what the professor or the teacher was saying. Like a math problem, it could be broken down to so many fractions, so many problems and division ways or whatever. Just making sure that you understand what's being given and how it's being taught, or things like that. Whatever. So when it comes to nature, in my book, I say whatever chance it takes, no matter how good or bad it is, go out there and have that time with nature. However, the research I did, when you're having those moments in life where like when it's about to get bad, it's about to get crazy, you're about to lash out, go out there with nature. But I feel like once you get that relationship and you feel the rhythm and the drift of being out there, it'll turn into a new normal. So whatever fits your boat. So with my notes, it says we should turn to nature whenever we feel overwhelmed, anxiety, emotionally drained, or simply disconnect from ourselves. It essentially helps during high stress times, whether due to work, life transitions, or mental health challenges. Nature can serve as a daily routine or treatment when we need to recharge. Early mornings, quiet afternoons, or evenings, a quick break between tasks are perfect moments to step out and rest. Even 5 minutes of fresh air, sunlight, or the sound of birds can shift our mood. The truth is, nature is also available, and it welcomes us without judgment or pressure. There's no wrong time to seek it. Calming presents it's there whether we need it. So there's no wrong time to seek it. It's calming presents. It's there whenever we need it. I want to say that again because, and also with the one saying, the truth is nature is always available and it welcomes us without judgment or pressure. That's one thing that I love when I was doing the research and then I was putting it together. I was like, that's one thing that being out in the world with places where everybody may not go is so welcoming because everyone's not there. And sometimes when you do certain stuff, you get the judgment and you feel judged. And I understand how it feels at times to be out somewhere or trying to do something and you feel like all eyes are on you because people are looking at you like, why are you here? What is your purpose of being here? Like, why do you need this? Why is this so important? And why do you want to take the time out of your day to do this? But being in nature, the trees are not going to judge you and be like, my friend, why you here? My friend, you look too good for this. My friend, you too bougie for this. My friend, good and well, they're not going to do that. You just being able to take that risk and sit or do whatever in nature, it's not going to judge you. It's a no judgment zone because there's no one there. Regardless, like I say, if you do it in the early mornings, quiet afternoons, or late night, be careful at late night though, and early in the morning. Whatever time of the day you do it, please be careful. Please have protection or have a group of people with you or have both. regardless of what time and the place you do it, whatever part within nature you want to do it, just know that it's always open. It's calming and it's present, and it gives you a sense of being there and being valued. And you don't have to worry about being questioned or feeling out of place or feeling like you're not wanted, because nature cannot judge you. The trees, like I said, cannot tell you, my friend, why you here. The flowers ain't going to say, girl, boy, no. They're not going to say nothing. Just come there, get what you have to get, embrace it, but also live in the moment and cherish every moment that you can. Okay? Where does it help? So how does the role of nature helps us with the mental health? For me, off the back, I'm going to say all over, even within your physical. You never know, like sometimes I see people do yoga out in nature. Like during this time too, I love how gym is very, how they say, PE and all that, education, all that stuff is very important for children, because it's the time where you take them outside and it helps them to get a sense of understanding. However, when I was a child, I did not like going outside and pee when it was time for PE time or recess and it was hot outside. No, it has to be warm, because when you get hot, you get sweaty and it gets funky, okay? And boys, they get funky. Even us girls got funky too, but it was like, nobody want to do that. But nevertheless, y'all, being out in the open, not only within nature helping you mentally, but it's also helping you physically within your body, like getting all the kinks out your body, stretching, doing stuff like going back to TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I've seen women and men out there doing their exercises in the grass, doing Pilates, yoga, whatever it is, jogging, whatever, outside in nature. So I feel like it helps us all over, from the mental, the mindset, the physical aspect, the arms, the legs, the muscles, the head, the brain, the fingers, the toes. It helps you everywhere. So nature supports mental health in a wide variety of spaces. The most powerful healing often happens in green areas like forests, parks, gardens, or trails, which the sense are surrounded by natural elements. Water-based settings like lakes, beaches, or rivers also offers a deep emotional calm and clarification. Like I said, me, I love good water sounds. I love good water. So like going to the lake, going to the beach or rivers and waterfalls are very good places for you to go to just get yourself together, just recap, rethink, or whatever on whatever's going on in your life, or just be out there just because, live in a moment. Even if you live in a busy city, spending time on a balcony with plants, walking under trees, or visiting a place that has like the flowers, like the gardens and stuff, can be therapeutic. Indoors, having house plants. My mom had some, but they died, y'all. So, the older women, they love it. So let's backtrack. Even though the whole purpose of this is to just get out in nature, sometimes it's baby steps. Sometimes we have to start at home. So let me go deeper to the indoors. Even though I said sometimes we have to go outside, let's try. Let's try. So even indoors, you have some people like who are plant moms, plant dads, or two. That's also a way of helping with nature, because sometimes they say the plants give them joy. It brings them joy, brings them good luck, good fortune, whatever. It also brings a sense of belonging, but it also helps them with their mental health. Even though at times they cannot be outside to spend time with it, long as they have a plant or something that is from nature that is enhancing all things impacted with nature. So like a flower is growing, is blossoming, is bringing you joy, the sunlight and everything is helping them in whatever way, shape, form. It's also impacting you within your mental, physical health as well, and you don't even know it. So yes, it's benefits with indoors too, but sometimes we do need to leave the indoors. But like I said, I digress. We have to start from somewhere. So sometimes we have to start from indoors to work our way outdoors for us to understand why this is happening and how we can, embrace these things. So indoors, having houseplants, using natural light, or listening to nature sounds can bring elements of outdoor inside. So mindful interactions with your environment, even in small ways, can trigger a sense of peace and reconnecting. Whether nature is outside or brought into your space, it becomes a very good sense of of helping you with your mind, body, and soul. Okay? And lastly, I love the why. And if you're new here, why sums up the whole purpose of what the vibe is. So why is it important? Nature is important for mental health because it gently draws us back to the present moment. It gently draws us back to the present moment. It's a world filled with consistent stimuli and distractions. Nature offers stillness, reminding us to slow down and breathe. It helps us with our nervous system, calming the mind and reducing the physical symptoms of anxiety or stress. Being in nature encourages mindfulness, gratitude, and a connection to something bigger than ourselves. It also gives us space to reflect, release, and regain with what truly matters. When we spend time in nature surrounding, we are often reminded our inner resilience and the beauty in life. It is essential. Nature holds not by changing us, but helping us return to who we are. So it's essential. Nature heals not by changing us, but helping us return to who we already are. So it's not that nature is changing us, but it's helping us get to a point where of centering ourselves, of knowing who we are, but just helping us to do the breathe in, the breathe out, taking time to enjoy nature, as well as taking time for us to take the time to calm down, have that mirror conversation, whatever, just spend time alone in nature to get a grip on life, but also help us understand that, look, my mental matters, my mind, body, soul is very important, and I need to understand that I have to take matters into my own hands. And that's when nature comes in to remind me that, look, this is going to help you. These trees, the flowers, the grass, the water, sand, whatever is going to help you understand that it's peace. And you're here at a peaceful place where nothing and no one can hurt you. And it's helping you understand that you're here for a purpose, as well as helping you understand who you are as a person. It's not to change you, because it may change you in a beautiful way. But the whole purpose is to let you know that, we're already here. We're already here. It's just helping us get ourselves back into the sense of peace, calming, and chills that we need in our life. Okay? And the quote I leave you guys with today is, "In every walk with nature, one receives more, far more than he seeks," by John Mary. As always, guys, it was a lot, but I hope you guys learned 3 things or more from this, as well as impacting within your mental health. How will nature take its course with you? Why is this so important to you? And what will you do to help yourself within? How can nature help you within your mental health? Okay? As always, I thank you guys so very much for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to me. Cheers again to reaching 100 episodes. And we're almost to 2 years. I thank you guys so very much. If you're new here, welcome. And I hope you stay here for a good time. And for the ones that are not new to this, but true to this, I thank you all so very much for being here and continuing to be here, and so on and so on. And as a whole, I just thank you all again for your love and support, from watching me to listening to me, whatever you're doing. I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I hope you guys will understand. I hope you guys are understanding more why it's important to love on yourself, as well as understanding that mental health is important and it plays a big role within our lives, from mental, physical, all that, mind, body, soul, all that good, lovely stuff. So as always, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Please be safe, be careful out here. Enjoy this amazing weather. Be careful, if you have any seasonal allergies, asthma, anything like that, take your meds. Be careful out here, be safe, love on one another, respect each other, do what you gotta do, and do what's best for you, my friend. And in the end, whatever cycle or war story or whatever you feel like you're going through in your life, my friend, trust me, you're almost there. Is light at the tunnel. Your rainbow is coming. whatever term you want to think about it, your day is coming, but never forget to rely on those moments that you were down and out because they help you get to where you are now, my friend. Okay? As always, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next episode. But as always, please be careful, be safe, love one another. I love you all, and thank you so much again. I will see you next week. Bye.